Florida. We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka laka. We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka laka.
Oh, hey, I am Morlando, and I am in the hot tub of love, and it is so hot on this balmy August summer's evening. I am so hot, I am literally naked. Joining me in the hot tub of love is little Timmy's underpants. They are so small and creamy. They're made out of a satin-type material that I hold onto my cheek and I rub up and down in a vigorous situation, sometimes to excess. Anyway, I digress. Joining me is Lord Luke Rowe.
Hello, Morlando. How are you?
And Craig David. Fucking hell, Morlando, what are you going on about Bellend? And we have a special guest in the hot tub who's strangely fully clothed. We have Steve, the Patreon.
All right, Morlando, how are you doing?
I have to go and squeeze the anal glands of little Timmy. His anus is ruptured. Fucking hell, Morlando.
Strong start.
Strong start. Let's just go in, right? I mean, I'm drinking Elvis juice from Brewdog, blurred out as it always is. There you go.
Not blurred out for legal reasons, just yeah.
This is rocket fuel.
I'm drinking tap water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does.
Has P-Dubs joined the show?
No, I just thought I didn't fancy a drink, and it's really hot here. So
I mean, last month. Water. I mean, obviously we're in August, but last month you literally invented the Morlando cocktail.
I don't think I've got any prosecco in the house.
Okay.
And I know it's strange because I drank it all at the weekend. I have got gin.
It's not gin and water.
I'll see how the episode gets on. See if it turns me to gin.
And what's stay on?
Really boring. Not water, but Pepsi Max today.
Oh, I do like a bit of Pepsi Max. Obviously, with a gin. I've had gin in it. I've had vodka in it. I've had whiskey. Yeah.
JD Apple, nice with it.
JD Apple, yeah. I'm down with that. Yeah. Ways to contact the show, Luke? I think we do all that.
You can email us at morlandopod@gmail.com. You can join us on our Facebook page if you just search for Morlando Podcast. Yeah. Twitter is also Morlando Podcast. Our YouTube channel is also Morlando Podcast. And if you forget any of that, just remember morlando.co.uk, and it's got everything on there.
It's got everything there. It's got the shows there. It's got everything. My goodness me.
Might have sponsors on there soon.
Oh. Yeah.
By the time you listen to this, it could well have.
Yeah. It's not like we're recording from the past in the future on this mid-August episode.
Yeah. God, I can't believe the weather for August. Wow.
I can't believe it hasn't rained for 2 months and we're now drinking our dead.
I can't believe what happened? What's happened? Glastonbury. Wow. That was amazing. I got Wimbledon. That was amazing. Yeah. I can't believe who won Wimbledon.
And we've got a new king. King William.
Another king.
King Charles got hit by a tennis ball at Wimbledon in the final. His ears exploded. All his brain juice come out of his face. It was gruesome.
What else has happened?
They found that submarine. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to mention the submarine. Yes.
Yeah.
They found it? Did they?
I don't know.
They found it much later.
Yeah, last yesterday. Jack and Rose are like that. Come on.
It was. That trip was really like a real authentic trip to go and see the Titanic, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know what we're going to do. We're going to get in a tin of beans with no windows, no way in, no way out, no way of
no way of getting out at all. Yeah.
Has anyone had an idea? Maybe just tie a rope on the back. It'll be a long rope.
Well, do you know what? Why wasn't it tethered? Yeah, I know it would be long, but still.
Have they not got GPS on it? Shouldn't we have GPS on it to find the damn thing?
Seemingly not. Seemingly it was the most budget thing in the world.
Yeah. It's like 200 grand to sit on it.
Yeah.
I've got something you can sit on for 200 grand.
I've seen reports.
There's no longer an iPhone down there. Find my friends or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just ping them. Yeah.
Just put an air tag in there. Sellotape an air tag on the front. I saw reports
saying that luckily one guy had cancelled his trip because after seeing the submarine, he was like, that looks a bit shoddy. Ooh, wasn't wrong, was he?
No. I mean, this hasn't aged well, has it? Because that was
like
2 months ago. It was literally...
Yeah, exactly. People are going, submarine? No, I can't remember that.
I can't remember the submarine. I mean, the new Prime Minister, Boris Johnson's in place. Anyway. We've brought Steve on because back in May, Steve was all over the socials. He got tens of thousands of views, be it on the Diz After Dark Facebook, Twitter, the Universal After Dark Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram, and the Morlando Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You smashed it out the park. You had a fantastic holiday.
Good. Please, that can help.
You've done the trip report for the boat in a May episode of Diz After Dark.
Yes, late May, yeah.
Late May. And at some point, you did the theme park DVC experience.
Yeah, that was back in, I think, end of June, I think it was.
End of June, yeah. See what you did there. And now you've come on to talk about your first trip, your last trip, and mainly, you know what I mean. That fucking hell just gone right to me head. I've had a sip of it. It's like, oh,
wow.
Yeah. So May this year, you did some off-site stuff, and obviously off-site is everything that's not Disney Universe. But we'll go back in time to when you were a wee babe. What was your first trip to Orlando?
January 2002 was our first trip. So
that's quite recent then.
Yeah, 21 years. So it was. We stayed at Disney's. It's called the basic ones. What they called again?
Pop Century.
No, before that.
Budget
movies, All-Star movies.
All-Star movies.
Yeah, that was our first one. Back 21 years ago. Much cheaper back then.
Was it you and Jane? Was it?
It was. We got married. So we went over for 2 weeks and we got married in Kissimmee.
Wow.
Quite simple, quite straightforward. That was the idea. It was do that and have our honeymoon at the same time. And so much easier than getting married elsewhere. You turned up, you paid your money, you got married, and you were out of there within half an hour. Back into the sunshine and enjoy the rest of your day.
I mean, I'm asking for somebody who might or might not be in Orlando as this episode is released, but could you renew your wedding vows there if you were 30 years married, 25 years married?
I don't know, because this was just like, I guess it's like a registry office over here, just a Kissimmee courthouse it was, and you just turned up, said I want to get married, documentation. I think we paid 90 quid or something, and
no way.
It was done. Yeah, that was it.
Who was your witnesses?
You didn't need them. It was just the registrar who married you at the time. Yeah. We got dressed up. We put a shirt on, a nice dress on, and then half hour later we're back in the car, back in our shorts and vests and everything, and off to the theme parks.
Oh wow!
Right, the fact you had no witnesses makes me think, was it legal?
Oh no, we've got the certificate. Don't worry.
I'm just thinking. You go, oh shit. Good point. 21 years we think we've been married, and we're not. Oops.
No. We have the right certificates and documentation. We definitely married the register over here.
The priest who married us was pissed, so we don't know if that one was legal because he can't remember doing it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Well,
it was good. It was I guess that was probably the highlight of the trip. I guess that was why we went.
That's fantastic. That's a brilliant little story, to be honest.
What month did you go in?
It was January, so it was January. It was late January because it was my birthday. I would just turn 30 when I first went. I think when I was over there, spent my day in Hollywood Studios, and then 2 days later, or 3 days later, on the 1st of February, we got married over there. And it was absolute scorcher. I remember that because I remember them saying that the week before they'd had frost. They had signs on some of the parks saying that Jack Frost has visited us, and some of the plants had died. Please, we'll it's not normal like this. And then we had like 2 weeks where you could have really fried leg on the floor. It was stunning. Just felt lucky, really. So
that's amazing because I was there September 2001.
Right. Yeah.
So we literally shipped in the night. 4 months difference. 4 months, 5 months. Yeah.
It was so quiet because it was not long after, obviously, September 11th, was it? And we were 4 months afterwards, and because of that, it was so quiet. The planes were quiet. Going there and back, the parks were a lot quieter. I guess we were spoilt really for that first trip because it was much quieter. People weren't flying still, so
you went back the second time. What's going on?
Yeah. Not far off. Yeah, but I think
would that have been the trip where you dived into DVC, or is that obviously where you fell in love with it? And
no, not really. No, DVC came probably 8-10 years later or something. I'm not quite sure the exact year. But we had an amazing time, and we did. I mean, as you do with your first trip, you do everything, don't you? And you do. We did all the Disney parks, all the water parks, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Kennedy, Gatorland. Everything. You're knackered, and you can't really do everything justice. To be fair, the first time you go up, you're doing all that. And we thought this was probably going to be a once in a lifetime sort of trip. We'd probably never go back, and came back.
Prior to the trip, had you done a lot of planning for it? Had you dived into the world of trip planning and research and stuff like that, or had you gone in semi-blind?
A little bit. I think we bought the old Brit's Guide to Orlando, and that was our main Bible for going, and read that cover to cover a few times, and that helped, but not like you do nowadays. It was very much. We went with Virgin Holidays, and you turned up to the first. I think we'd actually booked some of the tickets originally to go over. Then went to they still do the Reps tours back in that day, so we went to.
No way.
It was the cinema. The second time we ended up at Raglan Road. The first time was at the cinema, the multiplex in Disney, inside of one of the cinema screen rooms, and Rep came to the front, had a big video on about Virgin Holidays, different trips you could do. And I think that's when we bought like Kennedy Space Centre, because we got on a bus and none of them things. So we picked a few more trips up, Busch Gardens, and again on a coach rather than driving that time. Yeah, it was a lot, but it was so cheap back in the day. I think I don't know. I think it cost us 600 quid each for our holiday, for our flights and hotel. I think maybe even some of the tickets included. It was
Our holiday in 2001, I can always remember it being 1,900 quid, and we were staying in a motel. That was in September with park tickets, with a car,
Yeah, we had a car as well. Yeah.
You know, and the holiday that I'm actually on now, as we speak, is £15,000.
Yeah.
Just no comparison.
Yeah, I remember the first time we arrived, we got a car from the airport, and we got lost getting to the. It was dark. It was January. It was dark at 5 o'clock. We landed at 5, 6 o'clock. By the time I got the car, I was like, "Where are we going?" And back in the day, it wasn't. There's no sat nav. It was a printed out bit of instructions.
Of course, yeah. Printed out map from the airport.
Man, we ended up in some dodgy estate somewhere, shitting ourselves, and eventually got there. But yeah, that was a big change. And the other thing we did as well on our wedding night, went to the Nuba Cirque du Soleil. That was our.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was good. That was very good.
Is that the only time you've done that, or have you done it since?
It's the only time I've done Nanuba. We've done another one in London a couple of years later or a year later, but we are planning to go on to the new one, the Drawn to Life, at some point. It might not be this time we go back, but at some point we'll go and see it. But they're getting so expensive nowadays, and I mean, you're talking 100 quid, 150 quid or something just for a ticket each for them things nowadays. So it's not cheap at all.
Whenever we do these shows, I like to look up the exchange rate of everyone's first trip. It was 1.44 then.
Was it really
2002? Yeah, I was surprised when I just looked it up. Yeah,
because I'm sure when we did go back, it was much higher. We've had 180 innings when we went. Well, I say we weren't going to go back. That was it. It was a once in a lifetime holiday, to be honest. And then we came back and said, yeah, it was a great holiday, but it's probably a one and done. But then you talk more and more about it over the weeks and months go, and you think, yeah, we did enjoy it. We could go back. And then, you know, I don't know how many times we've been now, but 20 times later or something, plus California and Paris and cruises, you know. Could have retired by now if we hadn't done all that.
Could have retired out there.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But it was worth it. It was worth it.
Well, you can't take it with you, can you? That's what I always say.
You can't. I wish we'd bought DVC 5 years earlier, because that would have.
Mate. I mean,
I just wish if you knew what you knew now, yeah.
I wish I'd bought it in 2017 when we went to the meeting. Off the top of my head, it was the Polynesian, and it was $17,000.
Yeah,
which would have been about 14 grand, and we didn't.
I think I've told you. We looked down the open house at Boardwalk, next to the little restaurant and the bar down there, and thought, this is really nice. I had a look around there and came home thinking about it, but we didn't jump straight away, and we didn't go with Disney. It was back in the day when you could buy resale and still get the blue card, so you still got all the benefits. Yeah. So we always liked Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we bought Animal Kingdom Lodge at some ridiculous price. I think it was $69 a point, 160 points, and I think it was something like £7,000 for that. And the exchange, it was high at the time. Yeah. It was so cheap, and then we doubled up with Old Key West a couple of years later. Again, I think $71 a point. Now they're going for what, 200 when they're new, something crazy.
Ridiculous, something like that.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous.
We could sell one of them now on resale, and it would cover the costs of probably, you know, at least both of them. We won't have lost money. It'd be money back, which is madness, really. But it's always there as a possibility in the future. So
yeah. It's fucking bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But on the strength of that, you've been 20 odd times, and then this year in May, you went back. Go and listen to Diz After Dark, but you did some off-site stuff. So what? I know you did some good dining as well off-site.
We did. In terms of theme parks or experiences, we did Discovery Cove. And when we bought those, we didn't do the dolphin swim. We've done that before, so we thought we'll just go for a nice relaxing day, enjoy the pools, the snorkeling, all the free food and drink and alcohol, as much as you want all day. And we paid an extra $20, I think, on top of there, or £20, and you got tickets for SeaWorld, Aquatica, and Busch Gardens included for like the 2-week period.
That's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yeah. Give it away at that point,
Exactly, yeah. So we thought, well, we'll give Universal a miss this time. We'll go back there next year. and we'll try these. We've not done them for quite some time, and we're some good, some bad. Let's say some good, some bad. Discovery Cove I thought was stunning again. It's really nice, exclusive. Not too many people there. It's just a nice, relaxing day away from the theme parks where you can just lie by the pool, have a few drinks, as much as you want. I mean, it's you go to the bar and it's just the big bottles of Coors or big bottles of Miller Lite or whatever, all free all day. Food and snacks all day. Breakfast. You get your breakfast is there for you and your drinks.
Do you remember how much the tickets were? Did you say that?
I think when we bought them, it worked out about £150 each.
Oh, that's like free.
That's nothing.
We had a decent
considering you get all of the other stuff.
Yeah. Because you didn't do the dolphins, it makes it so much cheaper.
Yeah, sure.
If you've never done the dolphin swim before, great, have a go at it.
I don't know if I fancy it.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's still a court injunction out on me for the dolphins.
No. That's Morlando, not you. Wrong persona.
Oh yeah. But I don't know if I can be arsed. Is everything in this salt water?
No, it's not. I'm not sure. One side is the sort of the snorkeling area, and I think that probably is. I think that is. And there's like a glass screen and the sharks in there and all sorts, so you can get close to them. They have that experience where you put the big helmet on, the big glass helmet, and you can walk along the bottom of the pool and see the fish.
Oh yeah,
some people are doing that. Yeah, that looks. We didn't do that. That looks good though. If you're that sort of thing, if you're not good at snorkeling, that's a good way of doing it. But then the other side of it, you've got like a lazy river pool area, just to mess around in. That's all just normal, like an old pool, freshwater, and it goes through like an aviary, and there's birds everywhere. You can go in there, you get the bird food, and you can stand there and all the birds land on you. A bit like we do at SeaWorld and places as well, Busch Gardens. So you can do all that. There's all sorts. There's otter habitat. There's.
I was going to say, I'm sure they put otters in, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. In the middle of one of the, you sort of on the lazy river. There's like a glass screen there, and there's otters in there. And then there was tamarins, I think it was as well, in the middle of one of the pools, an island there with all little tamarin monkeys running around. So yeah, it's. I thought it was a really, really good day. Really enjoyed it. Obviously, if you get the good weather, it's better.
So did you Uber there?
We did. We had a car, but because it was free drinks all day, we're not massive drinkers, but it's nice to relax
be able
and
to
not
not
to
worry
about
about it.
driving.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so we Ubered over there, and I think we were staying at the Poly at the time. I think to go there, I think it was $15-20, each way or something. So it wasn't a lot of money. Not a lot of money at all, really.
It's well worth it when
worth
you talk about a pint in Disney's close to $10.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You could do some serious. I'd be face down in the water, me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is he snorkeling? Yeah, no, he's dead.
You can see quite a few people, families are there, but there's 2 or 3 bars there. Some people just sat at the bar all day. That's it. They just went there, sit in the sun, and they were just, drinking all day, which is, fair enough. Enjoying themselves.
If you're going to have a day around the pool anyway, and you don't mind spending that little bit of extra money to have a little bit of extra entertainment, and it's not a bad shout, is it?
It's brilliant, especially when you've got the Busch Gardens and the SeaWorld tickets thrown in as well.
Yeah. So, although there's mixed reviews on them 2 parks, but come on, do.
So one of them's a good one and one of them's a bad one. So we'll do the good one first.
Yeah, do the good one first.
Yeah,
Don't take a hazard guess which one it is.
Oh, it's got to be Busch Gardens. It's got to be.
Yeah, Busch Gardens was good. We drove over there. It's about an hour and a quarter drive, I think it is, or something. They do sting you for the parking and other things. These 2 parks, Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. Luckily, with that pass I got, that includes your parking.
Oh yeah,
and that was $30 a pop parking. So yeah, it's more than Disney for parking in them 2 places. So yeah, we drove over there and we had a full day there. I'd say I think probably 10 o'clock open. I think till about 5 o'clock. We did all the big big rides, the big roller coasters. I'm getting a bit old for it now, but I still give it a go. I'm not quite as good on some of them, but if you're into your roller coasters, that is, to me, that is the park to go to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. That new one, Iron Gwazi. I went on Gwazi years ago, the Jewel and Tiger and Lion coaster, which was rough as dog shit when you'd ride it. Bloody hell. But the new one, the Iron Gwazi. Yeah. But the new one, Iron Gwazi, it's brilliant. Fantastic. Fantastic ride. We just went straight there. Went up straight there. We waited about 15 minutes and we were on. Job done. But that's the thing, you've got to pay for lockers as well. That's the other thing of these parks. You can't take any bags on anything, like some of the Disney rides. You've got to get your bags in lockers. But it wasn't too bad. $10 for a day, and you can move your locker around everywhere, which...
That's not too bad. That's
not too bad, yeah.
No, not too bad.
I mean, in fact, you can move it around as well, opposed to having to walk back to that original one. That's not a bad shout.
Exactly, yeah. So we bought the full day pass, and we did Iron Gwazi, we did Shikra, which again is a cracking ride. We did Kumba, the one at the back, which is about 7 inversions. We did Montu, Cheetah Hunt, I think it's called, which is the launch coaster.
That's a good one.
That is a good roller coaster. What's it called? Is it Cobra's Curse? The one where you
go up on the lift and
yes. Yep. And it's a bit like Guardians of the Galaxy, but outside where the ride spins around and everything. That's a good little ride. That was most. I think you got 6 or 7 decent roller coasters and rides there. There was a good show. There was an ice dancing show on inside one of the theatres. The only thing obviously was when we were there, because it was not say off season, but it was during the week. Not everything was open, so a couple of the shows weren't on. The Fulton, is it Fulton's Fury, the drop tower?
That
was
tilts you over and you look down.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, that was closed, so we couldn't go on that one. I would have gone on that.
Is that because of what happened at the other thing in?
No, not the one in near the eye. No, that was just down for a bit of a refurb, I think.
That was horrible. That was new when last time I went in 2015, and I shat my pants on that. So I'm glad it was shut.
I'd go on that one, but I wasn't too bothered. And then obviously there's that new ride which I'm not going on. Serengeti Flyer? Nah, not a chance in hell. Just a big swing. I don't know if you've seen it. If you Google it or watch Tim Tracker on it, I'm like, nah, not going on that. It's just a huge swing that goes about 200 foot high, backwards and forwards. It doesn't go right over, but almost. Right?
Frig that. No.
Give that a miss.
Because there's some tickets you can get for Busch Gardens where you get food included as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So you've got a belly full of fried chicken.
Yeah.
And then you go on that, and the Serengeti below is coated.
Yeah. It looks awful. I'm okay with roller coasters, but things that just go backwards and forwards or round and round, that's like, I'm too old for that now. It's just going to make me ill. So but other than that, we went around the zoo part of it, the animal exhibits. I think that was decent. Went on the train that goes around the savannah.
Have they still got a lot of animals, or are they phasing them out?
Yeah, still a lot. Maybe it's a little bit less than there was years ago, but there's still a lot to see and do. I think they've got shorter hours than Disney and Universal. I think it was 10 till 6 with the park hours when we went. I think if you were on a busy day, you would struggle to get it all done. If you want to do all the rides as well and see the zoo, I think you would struggle to do it all in one day. But yeah, it's good. I'm pleased we went. Whether we'll ever go back again, I don't know. We're getting to an age now where riding the really, the real thrill rides is getting more difficult. Let's say you just.
Yeah, I'm getting, like, obviously I'm nearly 50. You're 50. I'm getting to the point, like, for example, Rip Ride Rocky. I've done it. I don't need to do it again. I mean, I'll do it on the August trip that I'm on now, if my girls are desperate to do it.
Yeah.
Really, really. But they're both old enough to go on their own, and I'll mind the bikes.
Yeah. I've seen videos of that getting stuck on the lift hill going up. No,
yeah.
For that reason,
not stuck like that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that to evacuate them like that.
I'm in the lead vehicle, and my IBS kicks off, and everyone behind me is coated in shit.
Yeah, not a chance in that. I've been there, and I went on it last September. That one when we took Jane's daughter over there because she wanted to ride it, and I said, well, okay, I'll go on it. But it was okay, but it's not one that I'm basically the ride's okay, but I shit myself up that lift hill just in case it stops. I'm just like, get up, get over.
I feel ill, absolutely ill. But it's when you go over and you feel like you're just going to fall out.
Yeah,
it's just
because it's not a lap bar, is it? It's just the bar across your stomach, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
is.
Yeah. Dirty.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
So then, I mean, before we go on to the bad, was there any off-site restaurants then that you can?
It's been mentioned before. Ford's Garage.
I've heard it's coming up a lot now.
We found that in September last year. We go because we have a car. We go off site quite a bit, and I listened to the podcast a while ago talking about whether it's worth staying on site or going off site. In terms of money and everything. I always think it's worth going off site having a car because I've got the car anyway, so I don't factor the cost. It's just there. It's convenience. I can get places quicker, and we always go to where that new Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville place is, and we've always used the supermarkets there, your Publix, your Target and things, and they've got other shops. But now that's open, they've got a brand new it's like a timeshare type place or holiday homes. But the front of there, they've got like a town centre at the front of there, and they've got quite a few restaurants. They've got the bungee rocket. If you feel like going on a bungee rocket, I've done that once, not doing it again. And they've got they've got entertainment, a cinema there, all these different things, a stage, and one of the venues is Ford's Garage, and we'd seen it before because remember Mr. D talked about on the show the day, saying it was too far to go from Universal because it was right down where we went, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Well, no, there's also one at the Orlando Prime Outlets near Disney, so a bit close. Been there for a while, that one, and we'd seen it and never tried it, and then we thought, oh, we'll give it a go, and it was really nice. It's just your typical American diner, burgers, mac and cheese, all these sorts of things, but really good. Really nice food, not too expensive. Beers were about $6 or something, where it might be. And we went back this time, so we obviously enjoyed it and had another cracking meal there. Nicely themed.
I think Simon Isbell mentioned the classic cars were outside as well.
Yeah, when we went, it wasn't the classic car. Well, they have the classic cars of the Ford cars outside, which is part of their sort of restaurant. But if you go on certain nights, and I think did we go on a Saturday or a Sunday? I can't remember now. There used to be that car show at Kissimmee, didn't there, years ago when we were all together every weekend. I don't know if it's the same one, but we went there and it was full of, your sporty cars, your done-up Camaros and your Challengers and all these things, as well as some like really huge Hummers with it, almost like the old monster trucks at the end and everything. So, and some classics. And they were all there all night, really busy. There was a band on at the stage. People were sitting having a drink, watching the band. And it was a really good atmosphere down there. A nice warm night. And if you're out that area, I would definitely recommend going out there. There's loads of restaurants near there. You've got Miller's Ale House next there, which is always a good one as well. We always go to Miller's. If possibly a couple of times. You go to Miller's on lunch. If you leave the park on lunchtime, a bit of a break, go to Miller's. You can get a good meal for $7 in Miller's on lunchtime. We run some specials and then cheap beers and everything. So yeah, there's loads there. Olive Gardens there. There's Longhorn Steakhouse. There's just so many choices there. Bahama Breeze, just in that location. So there's plenty to do. It's worth a visit down there anyway.
It's the Millers that intrigues me. I've done it with Stuart, and we were made up. We had a hire car. We went in and we had our booth and all that. But I believe there's one just outside Universal that I wouldn't mind across the road, basically, more or less.
I think there is, yeah. Cause there's one right outside Disney in Lake Buena Vista. There's one down near Jimmy Buffett's, and I'm sure there's one opposite Universal. It's not far from there.
So I definitely want to stick my toe in, like, and come off site a little bit. Obviously,
there's one on National Drive as well, next to the Icon Park.
On the last episode, the 1st of August episode, I talked exclusively about the off-site stuff that we've done or we've planned for our upcoming August trip. So that's all there. So we're going to Anna Maria Island for a couple of nights.
Be nice. Nice.
We've got a condo literally across the road, and you're in the sea.
Lovely.
So I'll break. I broke all that down on the 1st of August episode, didn't I, Luke?
Go back and listen.
Yeah, go back and listen, people. It was a 3-hour episode.
It's nice up there. We've done Clearwater before. It's lovely on that part. Really nice. So,
we did it in 2015 with the Nana, and that's the time she forgot to, or she didn't think she needed to factor anything on.
No.
She just rubbed lard on her back, and you could literally hear her skin popping at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So the bad then, come on.
The bad for us was SeaWorld. We've not been for quite a few years. Not been actually since about 8 years. We took my mum and dad over there, and we went there and we had a decent time. But this time it was just a shit show, if I'm honest. The whole thing.
Really.
And I'm not the only one who's saying this. I'm just talking to Jane earlier, and someone she works with was over before or just after us. They left after half a day, went and complained.
Wow.
And asked for their money back. I said, "Is that bad? That badly organised? That many things going wrong?" I mean,
did you go in the week? Did you go the weekend?
We went. I'm trying to think now. I think it was a weekday. I think it went. It was a week. Yeah, it was definitely a weekday. Definitely a weekday. And our plan of action was that we would go to SeaWorld when it opens up. We'd do 2 or 3 hours in SeaWorld, hit a lot of the attractions, probably leave, go and get some lunch, pop to Aquatic around the corner because we had Aquatic tickets, do a couple of hours, come back in SeaWorld and close the park out at 6 or 7 o'clock, or 7 o'clock I was thinking. That was the plan. It didn't work out like that, not just because it was shit, but the weather just didn't work out. The weather was just horrendous. It closed all the parks down. It was that bad at one point that we got evacuated from Aquatica because it was thunder and lightning in the area.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I'll come on to Aquatica later. But the SeaWorld, we turned up and I think we got there before opening, but obviously at the same time there's about 6 or 7 buses of kids turned up. And
you instantly went, fuck's sake.
Yeah, and this was like school trips, and like, oh, fucking hell. And when you first got there, nothing like when you got to Disney Universal, getting in the theme park is so seamless. You walk up there, you tap your band or whatever, you're in within minutes. This was just like an absolute horde. It was like The Walking Dead trying to get in there, and everyone's crushing in and pushing each other. It was an absolute nightmare to get in. So it took ages to get in. We then thought, well, where are we going to go first? We always like Manta. Don't get me wrong, they've got some cracking roller coasters. They have got some good roller coasters. Manta is an incredible roller. We thought we'll go to Manta. So we went there first of all. We got there, huge queue already. Again, you had to pay for lockers again to put your bags in, same as Busch Gardens. So we did that. So we thought, well, we'll come back later if it's too long a queue. We'll go and find Mako. Never done Mako before. Because last time we were there, it wasn't open. So we got to Mako. Just even getting to that part of the park was like a nightmare. I mean, just finding the roller coaster because half the park was closed off. There was
any reason like
boards. I don't know if it's refurbishment.
Construction, right? Okay.
Yeah, all around the penguin habitat. The Antarctica. Is it Antarctica?
Yeah.
That area all boarded off. That ride was closed. All
boarded
off down there. So
to be fair.
Oh, yeah. You got so far, got turned around, come back the other way. And then eventually we got there, and it was a 20-minute wait or something. So we'll give it a go. They were running one train on what is probably their headliner attraction. So you fill the train up, they go around, they get off, the next one's going. So rather than one ready to go, one train going round and round.
That just takes so much longer. Yeah, Jesus.
You're talking 6-7 minutes between each rotation, or whatever it might be. That was a problem. You went up the stairs to get to the ride, And again, organisation. When you go to Disney Universal, you get to the A point of the queue, and a cast member says, "Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4." Oh, none of that. Just a free
for all. Brilliant.
Wow.
That's
Kids everywhere.
just what you want to see, isn't it? Jesus.
Kids everywhere. Just free for all. Just jumping whichever one. It was just absolute chaos. And I thought this hasn't started well. This is not.
Yeah, but this doesn't bode well for the rest of the day, does it?
No. So then we thought, right, okay, we did the ride, and it was brilliant. I got to admit, the airtime on Mako was unbelievable. It was a fantastic ride. You can't fault the ride itself. All right, okay, let's head back towards Kraken and Journey to Atlantis and things. And it was this weird. You had to go almost like off site, behind the scenes, to get back around because of all the construction. It's funneling you around. And we went back the way we came, and it's the Clyde and Seymour show, the sea line. And
yeah.
Clyde's
you had to walk through. You had to walk through that place, the stage area, to get to them areas, just because the show wasn't on. So we went to walk back through there where we came through. Some blokes said, "You can't come through here. We've got a private tour coming through. The next you can come through in 20 minutes." Got double back, go all the way around the long way to get back over there. So I'm like, this is pissing me off already. I'm getting angry.
It's terrible.
So we go to Journey to, and another thing, this is another thing that really annoys me. We're both there on Busch Gardens, to be fair. The park opens at 10 o'clock. They do not open all their rides immediately. They phase their opening. So some of them might open at 10 o'clock, some might be 10:30, some might be 11 o'clock. Just to save money or what it might be, I don't know.
I was going to say, it sounds like a cost cutting. Yeah. We can say 15 minutes on someone's shift by, Yeah.
So we
that frustrates me. You open at 10, get everything open at 10. Jesus.
Yeah. We queued for Joe Atlantis, and it wasn't going, so we thought it must be a 10:30 or 11 o'clock opening. We'll wait here. We stood there for 15 minutes. Queue wasn't moving. Obviously, it wasn't working. It was down. Or I hadn't even started running. It was down. So we thought, well, bollocks to that. We're going Kraken. Kraken's next door. We'll put our bags in the locker. We'll go and do Kraken. It said 10-minute wait. Got in the queue. Same thing. Seemed to be only one train on the ride. So that's slowing everything down. And it was going around so infrequently. We were in the queue for about 25 minutes, and we hadn't moved. So bollocks, we're leaving here. So we left that. And then, so we've been in the park for probably an hour and a half, done one ride. So we thought, right, let's go and see some animals. We can't wait for them. Go and see the manatees. Went to the manatees, fine. The dolphins, fine. But again, even going back to...
This doesn't sound like a good day, does it?
Even the dolphins, which I remember going back in 2002 and afterwards and thinking, this is great. You walk around the attraction, you're really close to dolphins. They'll come up they'll pop their head up, and you can almost touch the dolphins out and feed them. Not anymore. It's all closed off. If you want to be there, you've got to pay extra. You can be higher up and see the dolphins, but if you want to be down there, you've got to pay $20 or something.
Hasn't it done like you've got to buy food or something like that? I seem to remember.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that you had to buy food to go down there. Yeah.
Same with the manta rays or the rays that are going around. It used to be about $2 to buy a few bits of fish to feed them. I think it's about $5 or $8 now or something. It's gone mad. So we did that. It is, yeah. We did that, and then we went to Manta, which we both. I love Manta. It's a great ride. And we got on that one, but again, it was one train going around, and the way you load it.
It does sound like a staffing thing, doesn't it? If they only have one train on, they've got to have less staff, and but it just impacts. It impacts the experience.
To me, it increases the wait times, which then helps them to sell front of line pass. That's all it's about. Save staff and sell front of line passes. So we rode that, and again, that was a great ride. And by that time, it was probably 12:30 or something. I'm not sure. We're 1:15. We couldn't get on the new coaster, that surf one, because that was in previews only for annual pass holders, so we couldn't get on there. And we thought, right, okay, let's leave. Let's do it. We said, let's go to Aquatica. We'll go to Aquatica. We'll do a couple of hours there, do some of the slides, enjoy ourselves there, and then we'll come back and close the park when it's hopefully they've got more than one train on and it's a bit quieter when the kids have all gone back to home or school. And Aquatica again. I would do again, but again, penny pinching. 30 again. We didn't pay $30 to park in a water park.
Jeez.
Right? Now, Disney does not charge for Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach. No, it's free parking there. You pull in your park. $30 to park. You then get into the park, and obviously, if most people go by car to go there. You've got to get changed. You've got to get changed into. You've got to get a locker, and a locker, a small locker, and I'm talking small, which we could just about get our bag into between two of us. $30 for another locker, right? Again, Disney $15. So we're seeing this trendy. Like SeaWorld is absolutely pulling the pants down people in terms of parking and lockers. If you want a family locker, a big one, $50 for the day.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. So I was quite pissed off when I think $30 for a locker for a couple of hours. So well, we're here. We'll pay it. We'll do it. So we got in and we did a couple of slides, which were pretty good. One of these raft rides, and some of the slides that go through the comets and dolphins, all very good. Let's go to the lazy river. Lazy river's closed, obviously, for no reason, just closed. Slides. I
love
in
that.
This part of the park.
No, the reason was they didn't want to staff it.
Yeah, because they've got.
There is a theme here.
Yeah, slides further away. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind doing that one. Can't do that one. There's no water going down it. Closed.
Jeez.
So at least probably 5 or 6 of the slides were closed.
Was there no signs when you went in because they normally tell you, "Oh, sorry, this ride's no," but no pre-warning.
No. Yeah, that's poor. When we got to the lazy river, it said, "Go and do our other river," because there are 2 rivers. One was a lazy river and one was a fast river, and they got one of these ones that goes really fast. But it's mental. You put a life vest on, you just blows
have
around
a vest on it. Yeah,
it's really good. But what happened then was we just found that one, and we thought, well, we'll do a few more. We'll go on a few times. We'll go on a few more slides, and we're just starting to enjoy it. And then, evacuate! Thunder and lightning in the area. Jesus Christ!
God.
So after about an hour and 15 minutes, or whatever it is, and $30 for a locker, it was like the heavens opened. It's thunder and lightning, and we tried to sit it out for about half an hour watching the comets and dolphins, and it wasn't going anywhere. The lightning wasn't going anywhere, so we just gave up with a bad day, and that was it. It was just like nothing you can do, is there really?
Did you know the ticket you had?
Yes.
Did that ticket entitle you to come back any time within 14 days, or was it a one-use ticket? 14
days of any use of
yes.
That.
So you could have come back. Do you know if Aquatica do a what would you call it? A rainy day ticket. So if it's rained, because that could ruin someone's day, couldn't it? Like, I mean, you have the option to go back, but just curious.
I don't know if they do that. You'd think they possibly would if you'd only been for a short time. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other thing which I found, and I'll move on to Disney very briefly. I know it's not a Disney podcast, but it links to this, and this is what blows my mind. As soon as there was thunder and lightning in the area, we were evacuated from the pool out there. Everyone was out. Whenever we were in the hotel, we were at Polynesian. There was thunder and lightning in the area. The pools are closed because they don't take any risks, obviously.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
We got into Typhoon Lagoon on the DVC Moonlight Magic. We were lucky enough to get in there for the night time. It was a terrible day. It was raining all day. We thought this is not going to go ahead. So we got over there, and it was full, hundreds of people, thousands of people on this nighttime event. Free drinks, free ice creams, all this sort of stuff. Everyone's stuffing their face. Everyone in the pool, disco parties and everything going. But there was thunder and lightning in the area. And I'm not talking about like in the distance. I'm talking like fork lightning coming down, cracking, not far away from the park. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm not fucking getting that pool.
Yeah.
Well, we went in and I was like, this is mental. This is absolutely crazy. If it's anywhere else, they're evacuated. But actually, we've promised there's going to be a pipe. We better do this, I guess. Get everyone in the pool, thunder and lightning, crashing down. So I'm like, nah. We'll have our free ice creams, our drinks, and we're buggering off elsewhere. I ain't really risking. I thought, but yeah, absolutely crazy, absolutely crackers. So anyway, that was my SeaWorld and Aquatica experience.
Yeah, SeaWorld and Aquatica does not sound good, and yeah, it does sound to me like a cost saving exercise.
I wonder if you go on a weekend.
Well, that's why I asked. Yeah,
I wonder if it's staffed up more weekend. It could possibly be, but you will get bigger queues anyway. So yeah, I just found it.
But you're paying the same price whether you go in on the weekday or weekend. Like so you could potentially understand that if you went in with the proviso that you're having a cheaper ticket because we are only running one train, it is going to be a bit of a slower day. Fine, you'd accept that. But when you're paying the same price as a weekday as a weekend, no, you want the same experience, no questions asked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I suppose we look at it from a different aspect. We can probably spot that they're only running one train, and we can probably understand the idea behind that. But for normal Tom, Dick, and Harry that go there that are just going out for the day out, they wouldn't understand that, and they just think this is shit. And it puts such a bad reputation on them when they're already struggling. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. They've never got over
Busch Gardens. Go, Craig, on.
No, they've never got over Blackfish, have they?
They haven't. No, they haven't. No.
The way they had to change the culture of the park. And,
absolutely.
And all that.
Being SeaWorld, the name, they've got that name. It's very hard to move away from that. They were doomed by Blackfish. They really were.
I was going to say that Busch Gardens was the same in some of them. Like Monte was running one roller coaster. There's a few of them there. A couple weren't, but certainly half of them were doing that. And it must just be a cost saving issue, just to we have less staff on, or what, I don't know. But it's
less maintenance on the
It's kind of it saves money everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's
a shame.
It really is a shame. And when so much of it is boarded off and rides are closed, it's and there's a lot of the rides in SeaWorld are not family friendly. The two that are family friendly, Journey to Atlantis, possibly the Penguin sort of ride thing, both closed. I think the Penguin one's closed permanently. I think, and the Atlantis just wasn't functioning. So yeah, even that I was thinking. They've both got Sesame Street. I think the areas of Sesame Street.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
And again, that's one of the only things they've got for young kids in SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. So we went to Busch Gardens. I think it was something like 10 o'clock opening. We walked around because you walk past Sesame Street area to get to She-Cra. And it said something like, I think it was 10:30 or 11. It wasn't until 10:30, 11 o'clock. I think, well, that's probably the only thing the kids can do. It's for kids. Why are you not up until 10:30, 11 o'clock? Again, just saving that hour of staff time, I imagine, just to cut costs. I thought Disney was bad sometimes, but I think they've taken the biscuit, if I'm fair.
It's disappointing to hear, but maybe it was off season and the season's just ramping up, or
Well, I would never discuss. Everyone's got to go and try these things for themselves, and we've had.
Yeah, they are good parks. They are good parks.
Yeah. The weather didn't help on that day, but yeah, go and experience it yourself. See what you think. I know Rip was not long ago saying he had a horrendous time at SeaWorld. It just seems a bit of a common tale at the moment, which hopefully they can turn around, and maybe in the summer, they are more staffed up and busier. But yeah, it put me off. Put it that way. I won't be rushing back there. I'll be going to Universal next time rather than going to these parks.
So so obviously you got the Discovery Cove pass, and that's the one you bought first, and you got the other ones free.
Yeah.
Do you think if you hadn't have got those free tickets, would you have gone of your own volition?
I think what we did, it was something like, I can't remember exactly, £150 or something, and I think we paid a bit extra. I think it comes with the SeaWorld pass, and you paid an extra £10 or $10 for Busch
Right,
Gardens.
okay.
So it's not a lot extra. It was
But
it was a commitment.
if you were paying
we had,
just out of pocket,
I
if you
think
like, gate price.
if I wouldn't know, we decided that because of the holiday we had with this cruise and then back to Disney for 12 days, not the full 2 weeks, that we'd take a break from Universal. We've been there twice, 3 times in a bloody year or something. We thought we'd try somewhere different and give it a go.
Fine. So
that was why we did it. So we would have probably bought still some sort of SeaWorld Busch Gardens package
got you. Fine.
for this holiday. But going forward, if it wasn't included in the Discovery Cove for a couple of dollars extra, I wouldn't be forking out unless I've heard some damn good news about changes and reviews.
Good feedback. So looking at the prices for August of 23, it's £244 for the same pass.
Really?
So that's for Discovery Cove, SeaWorld, Aquatica, and Busch Gardens. 1 day at Discovery Cove, and then 14 days at the other. £244 without the swim.
Right, that's got up then. Yeah, I think it is very much surge pricing at Discovery Cove. You can go around and find good deals, and we got a good price in it. I might be underestimating, but it was definitely no more than sort of 170, 180 maximum when we went. But yeah. So
that actually includes parking all of them as well. Actually, parking all of them. 14 days, talon, snorkel, and wetsuit at Aquatica. And it's $359 if you want to do the swim.
Right. I think it also includes your bus to Busch Gardens if you don't want to drive.
Do you know what? That rings a bell that I've read that as well. Yeah.
When we went, we got the bus from SeaWorld. I mean, I went to SeaWorld and the bus turned up there many years ago. Might be the same, I don't know, but definitely the bus.
I've done something previously like that where you get a bus included, yeah.
The only thing with that is, which we found, if you've got a car, go in a car, it's a straightforward drive and you can leave when you want. Whereas the bus,
you might not be bound by their times.
You're not quite ready. You might not get there till lunchtime if it's busy, and you might not, you might have to leave at 5 o'clock, so it's not always worth it.
Yeah.
So, was there any other good things or anything else that you haven't touched on?
I'm trying to think actually now. Where else did we go? We ate off site most of the time. We did a lot of cheap things this time, Taco Bell and things, pretty cheap to go and that sort of stuff.
I mean, I do love a McDonald's, and American McDonald's is out of this world.
We didn't go to McDonald's. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. We went previously, but not this time. We use the supermarkets like your Publix, your Targets, your Subs and them places. You can, you don't have to go and spend $150 eating in Disney or Universal, wherever, every day. You can have cheap days. It's not difficult. So we do a lot of that. We also combine it with trips to the outlet malls and to the Florida Mall. Enjoy doing that. A few days shopping and everything. We just like to get out there and just enjoy ourselves. Love it. Well, we obviously go back all the time. I think what else I don't know if what we did. That was probably it, really. In terms of off-site this time, I think that was the main ones. We've done other ones before, like we've had trips to Gatorland before. We've had trips just out to some of the small towns, Orlando and places nearby, just to have a day out, and there's lots of nice walks from there and everything. And if you want to go and get yourself a nice cookie, go to Gideon's, but don't go to Disney Springs. Go to the original one, which is about 20 miles north of there. Walk in, get it, and walk out, rather than getting a queue come back in 2 hours' time.
I mean, you know better than us. What is that all about? Are they just doing that on purpose to create the illusion?
Create hype. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. If you get there early enough, you can get in and out pretty quickly. If you get there at the lunchtime, there'll be a queue, and they'll say, we'll ring you or we'll text you when your time comes up. It's self-fulfilling. It's just like create the hype of going there. But you can travel. I said we went up. I forget the name of where it is, but we drove. We had a half a day out, and we had a walk around the lake and everything. And we found this. We looked on the maps and we found the original Gideon's. And we walked in. There was all sorts of like food stalls in there in this little outlet. And it was just a very small stand with all the cookies in there, all the cake in there. Walked in, well, that one there and that one there, and off we went. A minute rather than
Job done.
2 or 3 hours.
Which is what it probably should be, realistically.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Go on.
Just going back to the outlet malls. Are there still like deals to be had and good offers and stuff like that compared to back here? Did you do a lot of shopping? Did you do a lot of shopping?
They're becoming harder to find.
Yeah.
I'll say that. If you go back, I suppose I'm used to the days of $1.80.
Yeah.
And buying a pair of trainers for 15, 20 quid. Those deals are not there anymore. The dollar rate and just the price thing has gone up. There are still deals to be had. There's no doubt about it. A good example is what I found bonkers. The Disney store.
I was going to say the Disney characters outlet.
Yeah, that one is crazy because you'll be in. I got Jane found it. She goes, "Oh, Steve, he's one of those T-shirts you like from the parks," and it was a brand new black T-shirt with a different sort of style of Mickey Mouse in the middle of there, and they were selling them for $35 in the parks. They'd only just come out weeks before. $35 at parks. It was in the outlet for $12, and it had 20% off as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I think why aren't people? They've got. If you want your Dooney and Burke bags, they've got some of those in there. With 30% off and things, 50% off. It's always.
I do see that. I do see that as a top tip, that if you do want Disney merch, and as long as you're not got your heart set on a particular item, but you just want some Disney merch, go and check out the outlet. Yeah, because the
one closer to Disney is better. I've always found, but there's always something there. If you like the Star Wars stuff, there's loads of Star Wars T-shirts, loads of Marvel stuff. There's always something that you can pick up. Plenty of Spirit jerseys for Craig because I know he's after one.
Yeah.
So,
I'm after the vaginas as well.
Rather than waste $70, Craig, go there and buy one for our price. Just get whatever's there. They're plain black ones there for $35.
I'll have a look at that then.
And there's always something there you can pick up cheap, clothes wise. And we went and it was the prices were already reduced massively, and then it said 20% off all clothes. And then the next time when it was 30% off all clothes. So it was, this T-shirt was $12 and it was reduced to $9. It was just.
You kind of think, obviously they want something rather than nothing for the items, and you almost expect them to be last season and stuff like that. But I've seen, you've just said something you've seen recently in the parks, and I've heard it a lot. That there's stuff that is in the parks currently, and they've almost ordered too many. They're not selling that well in the parks. Let's shift them now while we can. Yeah.
I've even seen. I've never buy it. I never spend money, but even Coach. I've seen like the Coach Mickey Mouse T-shirts in there, which are in Disney or in the Coach shop for $150, selling for $75 in the outlet store. And you think, a bit foolish if you bought that. And, have a look.
How miffed would you be? Yeah.
How miffed would you be?
Yeah.
Quite calm down. So, what's your next trip?
Our next trip is November this year. We're going back again in November, and we're staying in Saratoga Springs for one night.
One night,
and then we are off on the Disney Wish for 4 nights. On one of these maritime cruises or something. So 4 nights on a Disney Wish, which is Nassau and Castaway Cay. And then we come back, and then we've got 9 nights then, I think it is, or 8 nights, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 9 nights we got back then. And I think we're doing, we've got Old Key West booked for 2 nights, and then Animal Kingdom for 7 nights. But we're hoping to, we've waitlisted for Grand Floridian. We're trying to try all different DVC resorts, so we're hoping to get into Grand Prix and try one. I don't like the look of it, to be honest. It's a bit too posh and uptight for me. being a bit common and northern.
Bit prim and proper.
Yeah, but we'll give it a go if we can get in there. So and that's it. And we're doing. We're not doing anything other than the cruise in Disney because we're only back for like 8 nights, or 8 days. So we're just going to do the Christmas stuff in Disney this time.
Nice.
As well as we're going to try and what we're doing. We're going to try and do that new party in Hollywood Studios if we can get to it. If we're lucky enough to get past all the vloggers that'll be trying to get in there. If we can get a ticket when the vloggers leave a few for us, we're going to try and go in there.
It does look good, to be honest.
It does.
Looks very good.
So,
yeah. Well,
quite fancy that one. But,
thanks for joining us. Thank you, absolutely.
Thank you indeed.
Yeah, enjoyed it again.
Yeah, it's absolute ball. I love it because you do everything and you go everywhere. It's phenomenal. You're a podcast dream.
Yeah, I'm happy to help whenever. It's the joys of, I suppose, not being older and not having any kids. I guess it does help a bit. So it makes it a bit cheaper. No, yeah, I haven't got a dog either.
Thinking about a dog, toying with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we save dog chat till after the music if you want.
Yeah.
If you want to end out
dogs after dark.
Yeah, if you want to end out the recording, it's
dogs after dark.
Or just sit there licking our asses.
All right, so I've got to say the words, have I?
You've got to, haven't you?
Okay, then cue the music.
Good days, bad days. Just take them as they come along. Well, I say, you say, don't even matter to me. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Your way, my way. Somewhere in between, and we will be okay. High ground, low ground. I like the middle, so you can meet me there. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Sweet dreams, sad dreams. Have another beer, then you can just forget. Uptown, downtown, I couldn't care less. Just tell me where to be, and I'll be there. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Climbing over big hills, taking small steps. The grass is always greener, looking over in the distance. Crossing bridges that are only in your mind. And keeping it together, happy endings they can be inside. Smiling on the other side. 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 Smiling on the other side.
Well, that was a lovely song, wasn't it? We all love that song, don't we?
I love that
we
one.
love that song, yes. We love that one.
Absolute classic.
Banging tune. So is anybody watching any old TV shows or has anyone started watching The Walking Dead?
I've seen it all before. I think we're just finishing the new Secret Invasion. I think it finishes this week on Disney Plus.
Oh, it was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic!
Wow. Yes.
I can't believe the Hulk got his dick shot off.
I have just finished watching The Full Monty.
Oh,
I thought that was fantastic.
I didn't expect that. I mean,
it was very good.
Yeah,
it was very good. It lightly touches on the film. All the same characters. It's got a great storyline running through it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I'd give that a thumbs up. Go out and watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, we binged that in about 2 days. I thought it was brilliant.
I watched it in one night. I started watching the episode at 7:00 at night.
Yeah.
We'd got into bed. The missus had fell asleep instantly, and I was like, that's come out, hasn't it? Yeah, I put it on, and 3:00 in the morning, I was like, fuck. Really enjoyed it.
Some good laughs in it.
Yeah,
quite sad. I was
going to say, there are some sad parts in it. Yes, definitely. Yeah. There's some emotional bits. It's good.
Not much of Hugo Spear though was after he was sacked on it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. I've not read that one, have you? Because if you noticed in the show, he wasn't in it very much. He popped up now and then.
Yeah.
But if you Google it, I think he was sacked after they have the trailers, don't they, where all the actors are. And I think one of the runners came in and he was, let's say, not clothed.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So he was, I think,
That's what The Full Monty's all about.
Yeah, I was going to say, that literally,
yeah. So he's not in it much, but one thing I would say, did you think Tom Wilkinson didn't seem very well in it at all? He had a very low part and was just sat down and sounded real hoarse, and I don't know if he's not well or something, but he just didn't.
Do you know what? He didn't. It didn't appear much in it, did it? You're right. Yeah.
No, he's always sat down in the cafe.
Just literally in the corner of the cafe for the entirety of the show, wasn't it? On his laptop.
Even the very end, which I won't spoil because Craig hasn't seen it yet, when they are at the top of the place and they're all doing the thing, the picture of him looks like it's sort of not at the same time, almost superimposed.
Maybe, yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, definitely thumbs up from me.
Good watch, good watch that was.
Yeah. I think I'm watching Shrinking at the moment. Just started that one.
What? Sorry.
Shrinking. I think Craig's seen one.
Yeah. Apple.
I think I've watched the first and second episode of it. I think. Yes.
Yeah. Enjoying that one. It's good.
I think I've finished it. We're watching on Apple TV at the moment. I mean, what's that space one called? That's back, or that'll be well back by now. Foundation, season 2. That looks amazing. That'll be.
I tapped out on that in the first one. I got a bit. I couldn't get into that one. I might have to give it another go.
Oh, it's brilliant. You've got to stick with it. It's set on a series of books. The story does play out over the whole series. I mean, it's genius, isn't it? When you think this ruling family, it's the same DNA. So basically, you've got a young fella running the country, or the world, or the planet, whatever, or the universe, whatever it is, and then you've got the older one who's there to guide, but he was the younger one, and then you've got a little lad, a little 8-year-old or a little 10-year-old who's learning how to lead, but with all DNA and everything like that, and copying, stuff gets corrupted and whatever. So definitely try and get back into it. We're watching Platonic as well. Platonic.
Have you tried Silo? That new one that's on there.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm working my way through that.
I'm halfway through that, enjoying that.
Yeah. Right.
Some banging stuff on Apple TV. Absolutely.
There is. I keep getting it free all the time as well. They keep throwing it free. I had it free for 6 months off Sky, and that ran out. And then I got a new TV 2 years ago now, Samsung. And when that one ran out, I clicked on Apple TV. It says, "Here's your 3 month free, 3 month free Apple TV for Samsung." I thought, "I'll have that."
Good.
I've had it free with a phone.
Every time you buy a phone or some AirPods or an iPad, it does say a lot about the streaming wars and the fact that they're having to give so many subscriptions away and trying to retain a customer and trying to create enough content to keep you on the platform, and how they don't necessarily, whether they either drip feed a show or whether they bulk release a show. I was actually surprised that Full Monty came out as a bulk bingeable instead of every week. But it concerns me that they have to give away so many things that it just says to me that it's not sustainable, but they've got to be in the game, because that it's that day and age that if you haven't got a streaming service,
I mean, maybe eventually you might get the old. I mean, I know Craig, because Apple's going to buy Disney. They're probably not, but there's no reason why they couldn't merge in terms of streaming and have an Apple part of on Disney Plus and pay an extra few quid.
Do you know what? I think. I don't think Apple would buy Disney. I just don't think they would.
No.
But if Apple were in the scenario where it was probably costing them more than they were ever returning on it, and I think they probably look at it as it's just one more string to their bow. It's just another reason to have an Apple product that you get this almost thrown in, a bit like how Amazon Prime Video Apple is thrown in, isn't it?
Do you do the American footy? Do you do the American
baseball?
Don't they? They do. You can buy a Major League Soccer pass, which is currently for the half season about 39 quid, which I'm not into.
Nothing, but that's nothing though compared to what we pay in the UK for Premier League football.
That's all games.
Not all games for Premier League.
Yeah. And Messi's just going to Miami.
Oh, of course he is, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I saw an amazing stat on that. He's getting part of the streaming rights as part of his deal. He's getting Apple. He's getting Apple streaming rights. He's getting Adidas sales as part of his deal, and he's getting the chance that when he wants, he can buy part own a new team.
All right.
Yeah. And Apple are absolutely watching what Amazon are doing with the Premier League. So Amazon get like 2 weekends a season, don't they? They have all
it's good.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. If Apple feel like it, when the time is right, they will pull the plug, and they pull the trigger. I mean, not pull the plug, and they will buy the Premier League. You'll just buy it.
They'll easily be able to afford it as well. I think Sky and BT Sports and whoever the third company, it'll be Amazon now, they only spend something like £4 to £5 billion per season for it, which in the scheme of things is absolute pocket change to someone like Amazon or Apple. And that'd be a huge selling point. Well, so obviously I'm saying on one hand that I see Apple having Apple TV Plus as a bit of a almost like a lost leader, and they've got to have some skin in the game. But then when you obviously that's as a UK citizen, being an American citizen and having that option to have all those sports, that's attractive. I probably wasn't aware of that, or at least I wasn't thinking of that.
So there you go. We've had a little delve in after the song and all that. So, thanks again, Steve. Thank you so much.
No worries, guys.
Good.
Enjoyed it as always.
Yeah, and I never want to say it, but I will if I have to.
You say one word, I'll say another, and Steve can say the third word.
Okay. Cue
the
music.
Good days, bad days. Just take them as they come along. Well, I say, you say, don't even matter to me. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Your way, my way, somewhere in between, and we will be okay. the other side. Sweet dreams, sad dreams. Have another beer and you can just forget. Uptown, downtown, I couldn't care less. Just tell me where to be, and I'll be there. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Climbing over big hills, taking small steps. The grass is always greener, looking over in the distance. Crossing bridges that are only in your mind. And keeping it together, happy endings they can be inside. Smiling on the other side.